Was it because when I see when I see stuff about Brazil on online, it's pretty crazy, right? Like there's a lot of like what do you call, again, forgive me if I'm coming across wrong, like what my knowledge might be completely
I try not to make that mistake of generalizing Brazil versus US.
right.
Yeah, like my situation, like my perspective. I grew up on a middle class family in Brazil. You don't know how good or bad you have it. Like when you're a kid, to you, when you're a kid, is like everything
That is
is
your world. That is the
it's your
word. Yeah.
world, and that's all good, and you make do whatever with whatever you have. And sometimes you do get an early exposement that, yeah, this is a little rough than that guy over there, but like most of the time, like, yeah, whatever. And if you have it like good enough, you definitely don't see it because your parents try to shield it
Mhm.
from the really bad stuff. And to me, it was like it's no different. I was like average guy, and but I did not grow up in the Brazilian slum, having to fight for my life. I, I did not grow up there. I was not exposed with a lot of bad influence and a lot of bad examples. I was like lucky in that way. I grew up going to a private school in Sao Paulo, which is a big city in Brazil. So I did not grow up in the middle of the Amazon jungle, right? So to put it in perspective, right? Because if you talk about Brazil, I grew up in the biggest city, having access to the private school in an era where the computers were coming out, and my mom like gave me a computer like before most of my cousins would have a computer, or my friends would have a computer. So yes, my mom gave me that first computer early on, and to me it was revolutionary, right? Back then, because everything a children for a child makes a lot of difference, right? So growing up in Brazil, it's not that I had the worst, but it's not that I had the best, right? I was like, I did not have the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. It was like always like, just enough, but good enough.